Welcome, everyone. We're live. And it's Friday. Oh my goodness, it's Friday. We made it through the week. Now, normally I give you a recap, but I give you a recap every day. But I was at work last night, and I always ask, what are we going to talk about in the morning? I want to share. And all I heard was, you know, you can only get it right, huh? And I was like, "Wait." You know how sometimes people say, I keep getting the opposite of what I want. How come I never get what I want? I always get the opposite. You can't get the opposite. You will never get an opposite. When I say opposite, I mean, some people say, well, I wanted to manifest this thing and I didn't get it. We don't manifest things. We manifest what we are. We manifest. Remember what manifest means. Manifest means to show on the outside what is on the inside. If you do retail and you do an order, you get a packing slip. Before you crack the package open, you take out the packing slip and you read it, because it's going to give you a list of everything that's wrapped in that pallet. That is a manifest. A manifest. So to manifest is to show the contents of what is within you on the outside. So when people say, I got the opposite, no, you will never ever get the opposite. How can I be so sure? The next time you go outside to plant something, let me know when you get something else. If you planted peas, you can't reap corn if you planted peas. So you will always reap what you have sown. And I know for some people say, well, what if you didn't plant it? You will always reap what has been planted. Okay? You'll always reap what has been planted. So when I say to you, you can only get it right. Whatever your habitual mental attitude is what you will get. Period. Done. Capiche? It's done. It's over. So you don't get the opposite. So the encouragement for you today, you only ever succeed. What? Angela, if I only ever succeeded, I would have been living a different life altogether right about now. Sure. You only are successful. You successfully do, or you successfully bring out what is within you. Make sense? You successfully bring out what is within you. Every single time. Successfully. So, if you know that that's what you do, you bring out successfully what you are. That's because you can't break law. Huh? Angela, what do you mean? People speed all the time. I'm not talking about man's law. I am talking about the law of creation itself. You can't get it wrong, and you can't break it. And I know sometimes that people think I might be crazy. What do you mean you can't break the law? Let's look at what the law is. Mentalism. The all is mind. The universe is mental, which means you will always know that you exist. You'll always know that you exist. Well, how does one test this theory, you ask? When you forget something, what's the first thing you say is, oh, shoot, I forgot. Who forgot? I forgot. So there's something happening there. You are aware of yourself, and then you are aware of what you are doing. First, you are aware of yourself. I, and then you are aware of what you're doing. Forgot. Oh, I forgot. You see, mentalism, you will always know that you are. You will always know that you exist. And because you always know that you exist, well, you exist. And as a result of your existence, you do something. Cause and effect. Because you exist, you must act. Right? Because you exist. Now remember, awareness falls under mentalism because you are aware of your own existence. You can't break the law. You will always know that you exist. Listen, doesn't matter where you go. This is why Psalm 139 verse 10 says, if I rise on the wings of the dawn, if I settle on the far side of the sea, even there your hand will guide me. Your right hand will hold me fast. That simply means, for as poetic as it is, it just means wherever you go, up, down, left, right. You could be on the mountaintop, you could be in the bowels of hell. You'll know where you are, and you'll know that you're there. So you always know where you always know that you are. Can't break the law. You may forget. Wait, what was I doing again? And you'll recognize that you have forgotten. And now, correspondence as within, so without, as above, so below. What is within you comes out. What is within is the only thing that comes out. You reap what you've sown. Right? That's the principle of correspondence. And then you got the principle of vibration. Everything is moving. Nothing stands still. Nothing stands still. You're right, nothing stands still. It might look like it's standing still because it's either moving so fast that you can't see it or so slow that you can't see it, but it is moving because everything must move in order for change to occur. In order for polarity to occur, something's got to move from where it is to where it is going. And that movement is becoming. The movement is becoming. We're moving from where we are to where we're going. So we are moving through the stages of becoming. Root, shoot, flower, fruit. That's it. We're moving through the stages. So you've got polarity, right? And then the way or the pattern in which something moves will tell you what it is or how the situation will turn out. This is what happens when you look at now rhythm. And then cause and effect. Every cause has its effect and every effect its cause. Some people say it like, for every action there is a reaction, right? But it's every cause has its effect and every effect its cause. You can't break the law. You can only get it right. So after cause and effect, now we have gender. Not to be confused with man, woman, boy, girl. Remember, you can't apply man, but you can apply masculine. You can't apply woman, but you can apply feminine. Masculine is to, well, they're both gender. The principle of gender is generation. Coming up with an idea and fleshing it out until you have the material thing in your possession. So you see, you are always going to get the principles correct. So the encouragement is this: you can only succeed. What was that? I can only succeed. Yes, you can successfully show what it is within on the outside every single time. So if you are rocking in the corner, what do you do? What do you do? Step one, which is what we always must do. We acknowledge. K-Frame, baby, how you doing? Asymmetric. Moon and Ray Ray are here. And Golf and Duck. Listen, you can only get it right because you can't break the law. You can't break the principles. You generate an idea like an architect, like a sculptor, like a chef. You generate the idea, which is the image in your mind's eye of what you want to do. What you want to do. You know, when you go to those sculpting classes, you become the sculptor in that moment. You must do what you've become. As within, so without, as above, so below. So if you're going and you're molding and shaping something, well, you are now the sculptor. So in order to do something, you become it. You're learning woodwork, you are presently the carpenter. Right? You're learning to cook. Hey, you're Chef Boyardee. So you will become what you're doing. And if you're doing it, you're becoming it. Hello. So you see, you only get the principles correct. You will never break them. Oh, Angela, those are absolutes, those words you're using. Isn't the law flexible? Sure, it is. It can be applied by anyone, anywhere, at any time. That's its flexibility. But you will never plant corn and reap peas. If you plant peas, you're going to get peas. Miss Trina L. Hey, girl. So you're only ever going to get it right. So if you say my situation isn't changing because the perspective has remained the same, and that is hard to hear. Dear Lord. Ooh, come on, little bit. Come on. Preach to the choir. I know. Come on, handsome. You're not going to sing your song after all that work? A little bit. See, you only get it right. You only get it right. You can only be successful. I'm not saying that you are only successful, right? Because I can. I'm saying it by way of principle. If you keep getting the same result in life, you are doing the same thing. You're planting the same seeds. So you're always, that's such a definitive word. Yes, it is. So then if you know now that you can only ever be successful because you can't break the law, then now that encourages you to do what? Look inside you, he says. It encourages you to look inside yourself. Well, what do you see? Well, what are you doing what's the evidence on the outside? That's what you're doing. So if you walk around saying, oh, I'm not a good mom, hello? Sooner rather than later, you'll reap the evidence of what you say. You always show the evidence. You always show the evidence of what you are, which means can't break law. I'm telling you right now, you can't break the law. Well, that doesn't mean we don't try, though. Oh, we sure do try. Bless our heart. We do try. But the way the law has been designed is only for your success, dearest. Because when you're looking at the principles, there is no failure. How is there no failure? How is there no failure? Because you reap what you've sown. You reap what you have sown every single time. And the way that thing expresses itself shows you what you've planted. Period. So if you say, I want to change my life, but nothing is happening, I'm still doing the same thing, examine what you're doing. Look at the results. Successfully, you're repeating the same pattern. Successfully. So if you want to repeat a different pattern, Well, plant the seeds according to that pattern. What are the seeds mentally? Because we can hold physical seeds in our hands, but what are mental seeds? Our attitude. Our attitude. This man comes in just about every night at the store. And last night he came in and he showed me his photos. And I was just like, I felt so honored that he would share his good fortune, his good experiences with me. And before he left, he said to me, I just want you to know, every time you're on, you just brighten my day. I was like, aw, because he had rescued a parrot. And I said, oh, you rescued a parrot? I rescued a roo. And here we are showing each other. What was the point that I wanted to make? The point that I wanted to make is this. As within, so without. As within, so without. So if you examine your mental attitude, if you examine your mental attitude, what will happen? You will begin to see why your life is unfolding in the fashion that it is. That's what you'll see. And when you recognize what you're doing on the outside, because that's the inside showing itself, right? When you see what you're doing, your behavior, when you hear your inner conversations, when you hear the way you talk to yourself, you will understand or comprehend why your life is the way it is. So the encouragement for you, my beautiful friends, today is this. You only get it right. But we, as humanity, we look at the lens of, oh, well, this is right, that's wrong. You see how we create duality? When we fracture something? Look at it. Good and evil. When in actuality, what we experience as AKA good is what is within that person. When we experience what we call quote unquote bad, that's what is within. So, you can't break the law. I would not advise you to try because as within, so without. So every time you see an experience that you keep repeating, you've just found a pattern. There will always be this trigger for you. Always. That trigger is, why does this keep happening to me? Why do I keep doing the same thing? That is your cue. That's your clue. So you see, you always know that you are. See? So what is it that you want to become? You must define that thing. Sometimes you use words, sometimes you don't have to. But define what it is that you want to become. And when I say define what it is you want to become, Hmm. What does it mean to define it? It means if I say to you, what do you want for supper? What do you want for breakfast? You will think about it for just a brief moment and you will say, I want to eat dot, dot, dot. Right? That's what you do. And from there, after you have decided this is how we all live. And that's why I said it does not require words, because even though you cannot speak, you will still show the contents from within to the outside world because it has nothing to do with vocalizing anything. It has to do with knowing a thing. Hmm? You can't get it wrong, my friends. Only get it right. Hens will always lay eggs. She might retire from laying eggs, or she might be broody, but she gonna lay eggs. Then that mood that she's in changes. She's in the mood for hatching, not laying. So she will act according to the mood. With humans, we do the exact same thing. So pick up that attitude today, that mental attitude that says, shoot, this crazy chick says I can only get it right. But what's within me? What is my mental attitude? Hmm? What's my mental attitude? And when you see your mental attitude, you'll know exactly the type of people you will encounter based upon your mental attitude. So today, my beautiful friends, when you look in the mirror and you be laying your edges, or you're trimming your beard, you're brushing your teeth, you're washing your face, and you look at your reflection, you will recognize that you only get it right. You only get it right. And what is it? You only show on the outside that which you are already. That's what happens over and over and over and over again. Yes? So, what do you want to become? Name it. Remember, you don't have to speak. It is your mental attitude that is screaming what you say you want to become. So, there. Mentalism, correspondence, vibration, polarity, rhythm, cause and effect, and gender. Because of that, you will always be successful. It doesn't matter what you do, so long as you have and here's the thing. Some people think because they don't make a decision of what they want to become, that one has not been made. Uh, that's exactly what it is. So the next time you're out and about in these streets, if you say to me, but I'm in the grips of depression, Angela, my days are so dark. Pay attention to the thoughts. You will see that the thoughts are as dark as the mood is. Hmm? Because thoughts match the mood. And if one lives in that mental mood, hmm, you live in that mental mood. I'm telling you, everything has to do with a mood. That's where it starts. You are aware of your existence. You are aware of your existence at all times. Yes, you are aware of your existence at all times. See how you can't break that? I am always aware of my existence. If I go up on the mountaintop, if I go down to the bowels of hell, I am aware of where I am. I'm aware that I am. And then because I am aware of the fact that I am, what now am I aware of being? Can't break it. So if you can't break it, then be deliberate with it. Listen, if that is not love and compassion, I don't know what is. I love you all. And I need you to know that you only get it right. Whether it is good, bad, or indifferent is irrelevant. It's irrelevant. But you must be deliberate now. Deliberately choose the desired outcome. Oh, but Angela, that doesn't work for depression. That's a great pep talk, but that doesn't work for depression. What's happening with depression? Now, see, I'm not a licensed therapist. I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not any of those things. But what I do have is the principles. If you will watch it, look at the depression for a moment, if that's what you're dealing with. And you will realize people will say, oh, my room is such a mess. My car is messy. I don't want to get out of bed. Mm, I just want to lay here. Well, obviously, that's what you're going to do. Now, some people are high functioning in their depression, meaning they don't even let on. But if you pay attention, you will see where it shows up. How do you fix it? The mood. You see, habitually the mood is one of heaviness, of one of darkness, one of that's the habitual mood. So the thoughts and your actions will match that mood. Experiment. What's your favorite jam? I mean song, by the way. What's your favorite jam? Blueberry jam, strawberry jam. If you lift your mood habitually. Remember, we don't always stay in the same mood for a prolonged amount of time. We're always moving through a mood. But the thing is, the more often you move to a particular mood, that particular mood now becomes the habit. And you will find that you move from that to another, but back to that one again, over and over, because it's your default setting that you put there. So be encouraged to know this. The same way in is that of the same way out. It was persistence that got you in, and it will be persistence to get you out. You see, you persisted in one area habitually over and over again. I'm telling you that things don't rule you. Things do not rule you. Things are an expression of what you say you are. So the thing has no life other than what you give it. And remember how we give life to something. Mm? How do we give life to something? By giving it our attention. So that's the default. You give something life by giving it your attention. Good, bad, or indifferent is irrelevant. It is just the simple fact that you give your attention to something that gives it life. So if that's the case, then be deliberate. Be deliberate in giving yourself over and over and over the mental attitude that, oh, a little bit you scared your mama. That mental attitude, look at it, taste it, mull it over. Because that mental attitude generates, hello? It generates a mental conversation. The mental conversation will generate your life experiences. And your experiences, depending on what that mental attitude is, can either feel helpless or exuberance, meaning you're happy, there's joy. Ow. You see, we want to think that joy is, we want to think that joy means, and we laugh all the time. I'm so happy all the time. I'm so positive all the time. We want to think that that's joy. No, that is not joy. Joy is the knowing that, oh, I am aware of me and my existence. Now I'm aware of my mental attitude. And because I'm aware of my mental attitude, I know exactly what will be on the outside as my experience. And because I know what's going to be on the outside. Oh, because I know as within, so without. Well, then, I know what trajectory my life is on. Woo! If that isn't joy, honey, that's exactly what it is. It is joy. The knowing of what you are doing is joy. Well, think about it. You know now every day and habitually you're in a mood. Do you not? You know that you're in a mood Oh, I'll make time for you today. I got time for you today. You are in a mood, a fighting mood. Yes, a little bit. You only get it right. You're only successful. You're always successfully doing and being that which you are successfully. So if you were designed to be successful, what? I'm always successful? Yes! You are successfully doing that which you are. Over and over and over and over again. Whether you like it or hate it, you are successful at it. You are successful at it. If you are too afraid to do something, you are successful at that. So the encouragement for you is this: if you can successfully do one thing, you will successfully do another. All that need change is your mental attitude. Angela, if you tell me that one more time, I'm going to reach through here. It doesn't matter how upset you get with me for saying it. It doesn't change. It doesn't change. The principles every day are telling you, as within, so without. So then what is within? I'm scared, Lord. I can't look at myself. What if there's only darkness within, Lord? What if I'm a bad man? Well, then you should know. There's a trend going around called we listen and we do not judge. Look at it. We listen and we don't judge. But look at how it's being used, right? When in actuality, if we applied that to every area of our lives, people wouldn't feel the way they do. So today, my beautiful friends, you are always successfully being and doing what you are. No ifs, ands about it. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. You're always successfully doing it. So if you know that you're always successful, simply choose the mental mood of what you would like to be successful at. And there, my beautiful friends, concludes this morning's inspiration. You can only get it right. Let that one percolate in your spirit for a little bit, and you'll grasp what I'm saying to you. You and I are always successful. If you examine your mental attitude, aka your mood, what will happen? You'll see the contents of your own self reflected back to you. Successfully every time. Every time. So what do you want to be successful at? You notice how the principles don't say to you, well, There's no sense in trying to be something other than what you are. The principles don't say that to you. The principles don't tell you, are you sure you want to do this? The principles don't say to you, but you don't know anybody. How you expect to break into this business and you don't know nobody in it? What are you, Houdini? And if you're anything like a Bajan, you'll put your hands on your hips, you'll put your hands akimbo. Put your hands on your hip and you tap your foot and you say, uh, I get to choose what I want to become. I make the choice. What are you going to do today? Are you going to test it for yourself? Are you going to check your mental mood without judging it? You see, sometimes it's irrelevant how we get the mood because moods are like doorways. We just enter them. They're not locked. We just enter them. You walk into a room and say, oh, I don't want to be in this one. You open up another door and say, oh, wait, I don't want to be in this one either. I don't like this mood. No, I want to be in a different mood. And you open the door of that mood. But you do it habitually. You start, and listen, you realize, let me put it to you in layman's, you realize that everybody, this may seem like a gross generality, but everybody has now become addicted to their phones. Why is that? You think it's because we're weak? No, it's because a habit is that easy to create. What do you do with your phone? How do you form the habit? You pick it up and you put it down. You pick it up and you put it down. You pick it up and you put it down. And you pick it up and you put it down over and over and over again. And then what? You got to keep picking it up and putting it down. We pick it up and we put it down over and over and over again so that now, doesn't matter where you go, somebody's got a phone in their hand. From the simple act of picking it up and putting it down. Now, what are you doing in between? You're scrolling. And the place you go to the most, the app you use the most, how'd you get it? By picking up the phone and going there and then putting it down. Picking up the phone and going to that app and putting it down. You see, you and I will successfully build a habit every single time because that is our nature. You can't get it wrong. You only get it right. We are creatures of habit because habits bring comfort. Look at you if the app is apping. People start to go into a little bit of a panic. Oh my God, what am I missing? We do it all the time. That's why when you can recognize your pattern, your habit, you'll know how to make another one. If this habit displeases you, make another because it is very simple to make a habit. Just do the same thing the same way every time. We call that persistence. But if I tell you to persist in a better mood, you say, oh my God, that's so hard. No, a mood, man. Just pick a mood. Just pick your mood. Ugh, God, I yattered on for so long. Let me stop. Let me stop. I trust. Yes, little bit. Thank you. Thank you, little bit. I trust that you will be encouraged today to know that you're always getting it right. Whether you think you're a failure or not, successfully you're getting that right. So then, successfully change your mood and keep changing it. Persist in changing it every time. Because remember, we don't stay in a mood all day, every day. But what we do is we habitually go to a particular one. Choose which one you want that to be then, and go there. Because then sooner rather than later, you'll begin to express that which you are successfully every time. Anyway, I'm not going to play the chime this morning. We got lots of chicken. See, got lots of chicken going on. But as you go through the day, know this. You only get it right because you can't break law. Do you know how comforting that is? Look at man's laws. Sometimes we don't even know which law is what. Then the next thing you hear, you just broke the law. You're like, wait, what? Man's laws. Ugh. And then, depending on how cunning you are, you can circumvent the law altogether. Man's law, that is. But you see, the laws of creation, you can't do that with them because it's not based on a nuance. It's not based on interpretation. You reap what you've sown. Period. That law will not be broken. I didn't make the law. We all observe it. But man's law, well, I'm going to leave it like that. When you go out in the world today and this whole weekend, you're getting it right. You're getting it right. What do you want to get right? That's up to you. Choose the mood that matches it. Over and over and over and over again, over and over and over again, until it becomes your what now? Your habit. But we're so busy hearing that a habit takes 21 days. No, it doesn't. It can be shorter than that. Why? It depends upon the intensity. It depends upon the intensity of your desire. That's why some people turn off the notifications on their phone. It becomes too intense. So then you're constantly picking it up. Next thing you know, bam, you're done. That habit formed in 3 days of you picking up that phone and scrolling. Because the sheer volume of notifications. Ding, 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 ding. See, it does something. Anyway, I gotta go get ready. I gotta feed the girls. I know I don't have an egg today. My girl did not give me an egg. My girl is not in the laying mood. She's in a hatching mood. A normally mild-mannered little hen will become a raptor in 30 seconds if you go near her and try to pet her. Because she's in a mood that says, don't disturb. I am laying on an egg trying to hatch it. There is no egg, but she's doing the motion. Oh. So I gotta go make sure that she's eating and drinking, because when they're brooding, they don't move. She'll get up, and every now and then, every couple of days, she'll get up to stretch if I poke her enough. And she'll be mad. Like she'll actually, normally she doesn't peck, but the moment they become broody, oh God, their behavior will match the mood. She'll peck you. Rah, is what she says. Anyhow, I love you. I'm coming, fan base. Just give me one sec. Go through this weekend and know that you are getting it right every single time. You are getting it right every single time. Your thoughts, your words, and your behaviors successfully match the mood that you are presently in every day, all day, and you can only get it right. So if you're looking at something that is displeasing to you, it is a mental attitude. That is what it is, a mental attitude. Let me give you this brief example and then we'll go. If you stand in front of the mirror and you don't like your outfit, do you kick the mirror and break it? Because when you go to the next mirror, you're still wearing the same thing. So that tells you you cannot break the mirror to change your outward appearance, which means you cannot fight the thing on the outside that you don't like. It is only a reflection. And because the thing is only a reflection, where must you go to change? You, your mental mood, the source. You got to change your mental mood before the image you're looking at will change. How do you change your mental mood? Put on your favorite song and dance. Your mood just changed. Listen to your favorite comedian. Your mood has just changed. But we always go back to the habitual place, the habitual mood. So in order to form a new habitual mood, you got to keep going to that one over and over and over again until you just stop thinking about going to that mood and you're just in it. I'm done. I will see you guys come Monday right here on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and Fanbase and Twitter. Yeah, I'll see you. uh, I'll see you all. No, you can only get it right, and you only get it right day in and day out. Choose what you want to get right. Get it right, get it tight. You know what? Let me stop. I gotta be on time. Listen, I was on time yesterday. So productive, my word. I was productive. Hallelujah. Any okay, I'm coming. I'm hungry, mama. I'm hungry, mama. I'm thirsty, mama. This is what he's saying. He's like, come on, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. He crowed 1 minute before my alarm went off this morning. 1 minute. I said, oh, it's too early. I said, it's too early. And I picked up my phone to look at the time. And it was 1 minute before my alarm went off. I said, this son of a gun, how does he know how to tell time? Anyhow, peace. I love you. He just said, have a great day, y'all. Peace.